Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming. 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. The logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating. Feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I rep Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman, chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G, if you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins, the simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul, and if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra, booming. Solar, plexus, Lexus, zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
Peace and wholeness. Oh, let me turn my other mic off. Welcome to the space, everyone. Let me know in the chat if you're able to hear my voice. Ashe. You showed up for yourself this dawning, this 7:30 a.m. in the dawning on Friday. Woo! We are here for the Aligning with the Evolving Cycles of Time Knowledge Empowerment session. And the question being brought to us this plasma is, are you communing with your avatar? So we're here in the blue rhythmic hand, Can 227, within the yellow resonant year seed. I will be your host, High Priestess. Well, let me say it like this. I'm going to be bringing the foundation. Moon Goddess is going to bring some inner depth in the oracle reading, and then High Priestess is going to answer the question. So everything is going to be arising informational session for you this day, solely for the blue rhythmic hand archetype. All right, so let's keep it moving. Let me pull the slides up, and that would help. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. All right. I am Priestess Moot Mayat Nefer Habibullah. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. I don't know if I asked that question in the beginning, but if I didn't, let me make sure I'm being heard, okay? I am the White Solar Mirror, Kin 178, and my affirmation is I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and I am guided by the power of timelessness. Thank you so much for confirming that you can hear my voice. And we will now bring in our prayer of the 7 galactic directions. Even though I think I can probably say this by heart, I'm going to magnify my screen. So if you're putting in anything in the chat, note that I will not be able to see it. But I want to go ahead and say this before I move forward. If by chance you get stuck and you cannot hear, okay, what anyone else is saying, or maybe even see the slides, the number one thing to do is always to log out and to log back in. But if you are on a mobile device, you want to make sure that it's on Do Not Disturb, because if you receive a phone call or if you get a message, a text message somewhere in there, it does have the likelihood of blocking you from hearing. Also, make sure you don't have any open apps in the background, because when they have their little infomercials in between, they too will block you from hearing, or maybe even alter your visuals. So let's move forward. This is going to be different next Friday. Got a surprise coming in store for all of us. The prayer of the 7 galactic directions. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestor gather, may their blessing come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayun Hunabku Evamaya Emaho. Ayun Hunabku Evamaya Emaho. All Ayun Hunabku Evamaya Emaho. All hail the harmony of mind. I like to say body and nature. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. We are Melanated Immortals making evolutionary changes, and our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin-dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Just think on that word, cosmic. it brings in a lot. It brings in the whole when we think on cosmic knowledge, because it encompasses literally all knowledge and how the cosmos came to be, is created, the knowledge in it and of it, bringing it all into us so we can be all that it is. Ashe? Ah. Mm, mm, mm. We are in the white wind wave spell based on a 260-day cycle. We are on Kin 227, the blue rhythmic hand, right? So remember I told y'all in the beginning, Moon Goddess Kin 181 is going to be bringing us the oracle reading for this here Destiny Cross, right? She calls it, I think she calls it Destiny Oracle. But I prefer to say Kinergy, right? This is our Kinergy of this plasma, which means the energy we hold as kin. And that KIN can be taken all kinds of way, like kinfolk, you know, I like to say connection and so on and so forth, but it's the energy that we hold each and every single 260 spin that we're rising and resting together in this space. Every time we come together, be it live and in person or in each session. But it is this map is a sacred map of support and showing us how our spirits, our body, and our minds and our emotions actually move around our central life energy. Period. Point blank. At the center, as you see, is Kin 227, the blue rhythmic hand. So the healer this is the healer who organizes, who balances, knowing things, knowing all things, and accomplishment into living action right there in the center. And then above is the spirit guide, which returns us, is returning because we're doubled in this plasma, all right? We're doubled with that healing power from the avatar. Then to the right is Kin 32, the yellow rhythmic human, which brings free will and wisdom into the body. Then to the left is Kin 97, the red rhythmic earth, that turns the mind towards synchronicity and navigation. I love calling the red earth the navigator. Then below is Kin 34, the white galactic wizard, aka Jaguar, reveals the hidden emotional magic of receptivity and timeless trust. So let's read this affirmation together 3 times. First time with the I, second time with the you, the third time with the we. Ashe. I organize in order to know, balancing healing. I still the store of accomplishment. With the rhythmic tone of equality, I am guided by my own power doubled. You organize in order to know, balancing healing. You seal the store of accomplishment. With the rhythmic tone of equality, you are guided by your own power doubled. We organize in order to know, balancing healing. We seal the store of accomplishment with the rhythmic tone of equality, and we are guided by our own power doubled. Ashe. So this destiny cross is reminding us that when the hands, the heart, the mind, and the spirit align, that's when our healing begins. So we just need to put it all together, right? So now, take a deep breath. We have our Zokin calendar on the screen, which is a sacred way for us to understand time. So instead of seeing time as just hours, deadlines, dates, and so on and so forth, the Tzolk'in helps us to see time as energy, rhythm, and guidance. Yeah. The Tzolk'in is made up of, as you can see here, 260 plasmas. We say plasmas instead of days because ain't no, I don't see how you made it here 7:30 in the morning in the days, right? You're living, moving, and having your being. So each plasma is called a kin. That's you, that's me, that's us, that's we. And every kin has its own message to bring to the wholeness as an expression of the creator. The 260 plasma cycle is created by taking the 13 galactic tones and the 20 solar seals. That's what each and every single one of the 260 makes up. And then which becomes the archetypes, okay? Some say seals, some say archetypes. But the 13 tones explain how our energy is moving. And then the 20 archetypes are actually explaining what kind of energy is moving through us. Hence, kinergy, right? Okay, so the 13 tones move like a life process. Those are the symbols that you see at the very top of this image that are going across. There's a dot, and then there's a line next to it with, I think, 3 dots. That's the 21, where you see 21. The dots above with the bar is a tone. The 41, that's the lunar tone with those 2 dots. The 61, I think that is the planetary tone. Oh no, that's the solar tone. Is that right? I can't really see it too good. I can't really, you might have to magnetize the screen. But so looking across, those are the tones. Period, right? The first one, but we are going to go down where you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the easiest way to look at this. But just know this is what, 13 tones going across for each and every single solar seal. What equals a 260. But when you do it in order, the first magnetic tone, the first dot, number 1 is the magnetic. Number 2 is the lunar. Number 3, okay? So number 1, the magnetic is bringing us our purpose. Number 2, the lunar is our challenge. Number 3, the electric is service. Number 4, okay, self-existing is form. Number 5 is the overtone, which is radiance, okay? 6 is rhythmic, which is equality. Makes sense, right? 7 is resonant, which is attunement. 8 is galactic, which is integrity. 9, solar, that's me, which is intention. 10 is planetary, which is manifestation. What am I? 10, 11, spectral, which is liberation. 11, 12 is crystal, which is cooperation. And then the 13th tone, which is the cosmic, is presence. So in simple words, y'all, they show us how an idea becomes like actual, like real, like exist. Okay. So now going down the actual seals on the left side where you see the red, the first one, going down to the last one, that's the sun. So the first one is Emish. These are our spiritual personality patterns or life cycles that we evolve through together as one. All right. They include the first one, and you see the numbers are lined up with them as well, is Emish. That is the Olmec name for the red dragon. Emish, Emish, Emish. And the dragon is known as the primal force. Then we have Eek, which is the white wind, also known as the high priestess. Akbal, the blue knight, known as the dreamer. An, the yellow seed, known as the innocent one, the flowering one. Excuse me. T'Chan, the red serpent, as our life force. Kimi, as the white world bridger, the Hierophant. Monique, the blue hand that we're on today, the avatar. Lamont, the yellow star, known as the artist. Then we have Muluk, the red moon, aka the healer. Olk, the white dog, the compassionate one, which is going down. Chewin, the blue monkey, the magician. Ebb, the yellow human, known as the sage. Ben, the red skywalker, aka the prophet. We got one of them in the space. Ish, the white wizard, aka the jaguar. Okay. We got Min, the blue eagle, aka the seer. Keeb, the yellow warrior, also known as the pathfinder. Kaban, the red earth, also known as I said before, the navigator. Then Eshnab, that's me, the white mirror, aka the yogini. And Kawak, the blue storm, the world changer, and not last but not least, Ahau, the yellow sun, which is the enlightened one. We go through so many different things, but the best part about it is we go through them together. Ashe, ashe. So our focus today, you see the blue square marked around 227, the blue rhythmic hand. I remember me saying this is Monique, the avatar. So the blue hand is teaching healing, knowing, and accomplishment on this plasma within this sacred calendar. All right. This is actually the rhythmic tone, because if you go look at the dots and the bar above it, that's 6, right? The bar equals 5 and the dot equals 1, bringing it to 6. It's the 6th tone, and it's teaching us how to organize, how to balance, and create equality right here, right now in this space. So in real life, Ken 227 is asking, what needs healing in my life, and how can I bring balance to it? This could be our body. This could be your schedule, your relationship, your home, your emotions, or it's your spiritual practices, things that you do naturally, period. Ken 227 inside the white wind wave spell, because if you notice the white rectangular block, this is showing you the complete wave spell that we are in right now, right? And if I'm not mistaken, High Priestess is going to go deeper into that. As we know, Moon Goddess is going to take us deeper into the actual Destiny Cross that was on the previous screen. But in the wave spell, the 13 plasma cycle connects us to our breath. It's connecting us to spirit, it's into communication and with divine guidance, all within those 13 plasmas encompassed in that white wave spell. So a wave spell is literally 13 plasmas of a little spiritual journey. You've heard high priestess say, or many of us say, cycles within cycles within cycles, right? So we already dealing with a 260 cycle. And then within the 260 cycle, we have the wave spell cycle. And then within the wave spell cycle, we have the plasma in itself going through its own cycle. And then you're going to hear a little bit more about another cycle in just a moment. So this means, right, that the healing of the blue hand is being guided by the breath and the voice of spirit. So looking at the whole Zokin right there in front of us, you see that there are some green squares, right? These are the 52 galactic activation portals, which are very special gateways where energy, intuition, and awareness are amplified, blown up, right there in your face, if you want to say. Even when a day or plasma is not one of those portal days, it doesn't necessarily mean this day is better than another day. No, 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 no. But it's amplified. Okay. So whatever energies might be coming through, you may be more in tune or attuned to what's going on a portal kin, or you might even be more prophetic on a portal kin, or you might be more sensitive, on a portal kin. But the Zokin actually is still teaching us how to live with more awareness, even within the portal kin. So today, just ask yourself, where do I need balance? Take a deep breath in if you have to. Where do I need balance today before I get my day started? What am I being guided to heal today? And how can my hands, my words, my choices become part of that healing process? Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So the galactic cosmic calendar is what you're looking at now, is the way of us all understanding, understanding to overstand and understand time as a natural rhythm, not just a clock, because we are the clock. We are time, not just a schedule, because we flow. We're about that flow, right? The flow and the glow. And then deadlines. That used to be my go-to. I need a deadline in order to know when I need to get something done, right? Now I'm like, hey, tell me what need to be done, and I'm just gonna flow with it, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna get done when it needs to. This cosmic calendar, or this galactic calendar, okay, is helping us to reconnect with the movement of the moon, the earth, the body, and our consciousness. It's built on a simple sacred pattern, as you see here, which is 13 moons. Well, you might not see that it's all 13 moons. I think maybe we might incorporate all 13 moons. But when I called out all the 13 tones, just know that the same name for the tones is the same name and order for the moons, okay? And with 28-day plasmas each, you see we got one in the red heptad all the way down to 28. That creates our 364 plasmas in one solar cycle, one solar year. And as a sacred mm, hmm. So we know the Gregorian calendar has 365 well, I'll say days for them, because they are walking around the days if you're living by the Gregorian calendar. When I say Gregorian, I mean Gregorian, okay? But here, using our sacred solar cycle, or our solar year of the 13 moons and 28 day, that equals 364. So where's that 65th day, right? which is tomorrow, by the way. That's called our day at a time. This plasma, this 365th, if you want to call it, or our day at a time, is actually a plasma where we are honoring as we're taking a sacred pause in peace. We're taking a sacred pause for forgiveness. We're taking a sacred pause for culture, reflection, and the renewal of all before we go into our next yearly cycle. Okay? So each 28 plasma moon is divided into 4 heptads. We're going to go ahead and go in there, called well, they call them weeks, but ain't nothing weak about what we do, right? We call them heptads, because not only does heptad mean 7 in Greek, but each heptad carries a purpose. The red heptad initiates view, helping us to begin with awareness. The white heptad refines meditation, helping us reflect and get in alignment. The blue heptad transforms conduct, helping us change how we act. And then the yellow heptad ripens fruit, which is helping us to receive the wisdom and results of what has been growing throughout the whole moon. But in this case, it's throughout the whole year. Ooh, that part. So now what number plasma? I'm going to ask y'all if you could put this in the chat for me. What number plasma does Kin 227, the blue rhythmic hand, sit on? Put that in the chat for me. First one, get it? I'm like, woo woo. But I'd rather it be somebody that's not in the priesthood, okay? If you're taking 13 tones, you can answer that. What number plasma, looking at the calendar on the screen, does Kin 227 sit on? Number plasma, but you got that right. You got that right. It'd be like that. I want a number. Look at the calendar. The very last plasma on this calendar. What number plasma is it? Celio 7, but go down to this date. Go down to the date for today. What's that number you see on the map? Which plasma of this moon are we on? We're on the 28th plasma, right? So now, what number moon is this Kin sitting in? It's at the top of the calendar. It's the 13th. It says 13th moon. Yes, Robin. Thank you. 28th. All right, so we're in remember, 13 moons, 28 plasmas per moon. And Kin 227 is sitting on the 28th plasma of this moon, which means in the Gregorian way, we would say this is the last day of the cosmic moon. So tomorrow is day at a time, right? So who knows the name of this moon that we're in? The answers are all on the screen, y'all. They're all on the screen. What's the name of this moon? And I've said it a couple of times already, too. This moon is asking us, how can I expand my joy and love? Ashe, the cosmic moon. Ashe, go ahead, snap them fingers. Go ahead. So now we're in the solar year, right? The solar year is the seed solar year. Ashe. And the power of flowering, this is what the seed is bringing to us. The power of flowering. It's also reminding us that we have what we have, um, and how we're nurturing, and when something is ready, like that watermelon. If you grow watermelons, you know, they just sit out there in the sun, in the yard or whatnot, in the fields. And there's a way to know when that watermelon is ready. If you've nurtured it properly by not touching it too much or flipping it over too much, then that watermelon is just going to continue to grow. And then it's going, and even before that, when the blooms come, that lets you know a watermelon is coming, right? But then comes a time where the watermelon says, I'm full and I'm ready. So that's what we've been doing this year. We've been watching things come to fruition and grow over time till it gets ready to actually bloom. We take the harvest. We reap the fruits of our labor. Ashe, a full solar year of blooming, reaping what we have sown. So my hope is that everybody's been reaping something really good. Kin 227 falls in the yellow heptad, and this heptad is a ripening fruit. As we've had it be like that to put in the chat. It's on Celio. Give thanks for that. And you said it's the 7th radial plasma. How did you know that? Or is that what you put that in there for? How did you know that? Yes, it's connecting us to our heart chakra, right? What this means is that the energy of this plasma moves through our heart, asking us to complete the cycle with love, with balance, and with healing. Ashe, ashe. So going to the very top of the calendar where you have the circles and you see Dali, Sealy, Gamma, Cali, Alpha, Limi, and Celio. Okay. Let me tell you how they connect us to our body. Dali activates our crown chakra through targeting, right? Sealy, Sealy grounds the root through flowing. Gamma opens our third eye through peace. Okay. Kali activates the sacral through establishments. Alpha is clearing the throat through release. Limi strengthens the solar plexus through purification, and then Celio opens the heart through releasing and discharging, and then bringing things to completion. So every single Celio, y'all, like this plasma, like it be like that said, we are using our heart to release and to complete. Ashe, ashe. So in summary, the blue hand, also known as MIMEC, carries us through, as I've said before, the healing, the knowing, and the accomplishment. The tone, the rhythmic tone, is bringing organization, radiance, and equality. And so, all in all, y'all, in real terms, in real life, in layman terms, okay, is asking us what needs healing in our lives today. Where do we need more balance? How can our hands, our choices, and our day-to-day actions become part of the healing processes? Ashe, ashe, and asheo. I felt real good about that, y'all. It gave me some good vibes. I hope y'all received some good goods from that as well. Ashe. Who said 6'7"? Mama Sockmat, you are something else. Ashe, give thanks, y'all. That helps me. That helps me know that, For you to say you're learning from this process, it definitely helps me to know that I am doing a greater work, because I'm used to being in the background. But at the same time, we're all in this together, and the more patience you have with yourself in learning the cosmology, trust me, you become it. And when you become it, you feel it, you be it, you move through it, you speak it. It becomes the language of our original tongue, like that is why it's so valuable to learn what we are here delivering to us all. So we are here on our archetype, our blue hand archetype. I did not get a chance to look in the chat to see if we had a blue hand that would be available to read it. So I'm going to go ahead for the sake of time and read through this. What I would like for you to do is, as it's being read, close your eyes, and what resonates with you, share that in the chat if you don't mind, whichever line or quote or something like that within, or if something else comes to you as it's being read, if you don't mind, share that in the chat. Ashe, as a reflection. I am for the blue hand archetype, okay? And it reads as thus: I am the avatar, coded by the power of 7. I move through your world, descending from the cosmic height of the 7 heaven. I hold the key to the 7 plasmas of creation. I am the accomplisher, the builder of form. I am the constructor of the world to come. Within the interdimensional architecture, I lay the path of knowledge for you to remember, to know, to heal, to accomplish. These worlds do I beckon you to realize through all of your actions, for I am the keeper of covenant, binding all knowledge for the healing of the world's soul. The code is in my being, an enigma wrapped in mystery, leaving divine clues with whomever I meet. My mission is to exemplify what others have not yet known. Okay. Okay. All right. Take a deep breath with that one. Snap them fingers. Because if it wasn't the whole thing, most definitely my mission is to exemplify what others have not yet known. What you got in here? All right, all right. Y'all, ain't nobody typing nothing in that chat. What? Okay. So as a reflection, I would like to share a little poem. And then we're gonna keep it moving to the announcements. What came to me as I, I've read this I don't know how many, 1,000 times, not 1,000 times, a few times. Okay, we got, I lay the path of knowledge for you to remember, to know, to heal, to accomplish, for I am the keeper of the covenant. Ashe, binding all knowledge for the healing of the world soul. That's from my very own Fifth Force Oracle, Moon Goddess. That's her share. Ashe, Ashe. Ooh, it be like that said, leaving divine clues with whoever I meet. Ashe. Just go ahead, drop them crumbs, right? Boom, leave it so people can make sure they're getting the good goods right there in the spot, in the place. Robin says, all of it. Ashe, ashe. So let me share this with y'all right quick. Okay, Star God, binding all knowledge for the healing of the world soul. Ooh, yes, yes. All right. So hear this. A little sonnet. I hold the key, I build the form. Through sacred hands, new worlds are born. I walk the path I now remember to know, to heal, to rise together. I am the clue, the light now shown, revealing what was once unknown. To know, to heal, to accomplish, blue hand within, awaken and flourish. Ashe, ashe, and asheo. So get those pens and papers out, you guys. It's definitely my pleasure to bring in the foundation. We about to go to the next level as we prepare ourselves for Moon Goddess Ambrosia Kin 181 to bring us our oracle reading this plasma. So after the announcements, get ready, get ready, get ready. Peace. Day awake, I am today. Daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Alive I am today represents more time to live, move, and have my being. Amazing I am shows the wonders of light shining on my face. Healed from afflictions, distractions, and manipulations of this world. Strong I am today as the sun shines, wind blows and rain falls, reminding me to stand each test time. Wise I am today to see the truth at face value and walk with confidence, knowing. Day awake. All right, all right. Did we do that? We did that. Ashe. Okay, so when we went over that calendar, y'all heard this is the 28th plasma of the 13th moon, right? That means tomorrow is what? Y'all remember that? What is tomorrow? Wholeness, peace, and love. Welcome to the space. What's tomorrow? It's the 365th plasma of the solar year. What is tomorrow? Okay, do. Yes, day at a time. Give thanks. So tomorrow we're celebrating at the Renaissance Park in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, we're going to have a sunrise debt forgiveness. As you see, the time has adjusted to 7 a.m. Yes, 7 a.m., not 11:11. 7 a.m. tomorrow at Renaissance Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to do the debt forgiveness special featuring our very own Baba Wanik Kimi Tahuti Shabazz to bring that in for us. And then this is gonna be a potluck gather. So if you have not RSVP'd and specified what your item is gonna be, I so beg you to please go ahead and do that now. Go to synchronistichuman.com/events. Make sure you RSVP. That's gonna help us gauge, because I know the weather might be a little tricky. So we want to make sure, if we can find a spot that's got shelter for the most, have some tents, but we just want to make sure it's gonna be at least sufficient for all. Drinks are gonna be provided, and then we're gonna commence at the Jeju Sauna and Spa right after the celebration, ending at 2:22. And then we're gonna bring in, because Jeju is 24 hours for for the cost to enter. You pay your way in. And then, and just keep this in mind also, the day at a time is a no commerce plasma. So we will not be exchanging monies for anything and anybody. We're not even asking you for anything, just to show up, period. Because day at a time is a free event, a free celebration in time. The only thing, you just have to pay for your way into Jeju, and it's a 24-hour stay. Then we rise on that next dawning, go out, watch the sunrise, and bring in the new cycle together. And then you can go to your respective places. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email yogini9@synchronistichuman or freereality@yahoo.com, or you can call me at 404-803-4726. This day at a time, as all the past three, the last two, have been hosted by Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment and the founder, Baba Neb Taharka Kanish Kawak, and coordinated by yours truly, Priestess Mutmayat Nefer Habibullah. I almost said Mutayosa Tiji. Ooh, you all up in my head, Mama T. Yes. All right. Call it all divine feminine. Boshatalet is here for us to take our womb power to heal ourselves, heal our families, our children, our relationships, our jobs, the earth, the trees, the communities, the them people who try to govern over our mental. We got a greater work that we have all the power to do. So August the 1st, we come together with nothing but our internal, innate, original sound vibrations straight from our womb, to bring in all the healing, the medicine, the power that we hold within us. Even if you don't even know it, you are still welcome to come and work it out. Ashe, from 7 to 8 a.m. For more information, y'all definitely need to make sure to RSVP your space at yogini9@melanatedimmortals.com, or again, call or text me that you are interested. Ashe. All right, leaving divine clues with whomever I meet. Ashe, ashe, and ashe. Oh, I like that. That's profound. So now we come to that moment in time, and I'm going to just go ahead and digress, because I've been hyped, y'all. I love the healer, the avatar, because, when I put myself in that, I'm like, oh, my physical body is the red dragon. Yes, it is. My planetary partner is the red dragon. She told me last night, out of the blue, she said, get you some rest. I hope you done for the day. Go to sleep. And I was like, girl, You better get out my body. But then again, no. I said, no, no, no. I don't want you to get out my body. Okay. So I put everything down, the laptop and all, got out my body, and I went to sleep. And I'm just so grateful for that reminder that she put me to some for real rest last night for me to be here with you all today. And that to say, much gratitude. Priestess Initiate, Moon Goddess Ambrosia, the Red Crystal Dragon. Are you ready to come forward, sis?
Yes, I am. Peace.
You the bomb. You are so the freaking bomb. Thank you very much. And yeah, I couldn't say nothing no more better. All right. Peace and love.
Ashe, gratitude. Yeah, y'all. I be having to tell Priestess Moot to go to sleep. She be trying to be up all night, and I get it. I get it. But go to sleep. Go to sleep. Get some rest. Heal our bodies. And so, yes, I am excited and honored as always to be here, to be a part of Melanated Immortals, MIMEC, the priesthood, and to be on this journey with all of us. Much love, Priestess Moot, for really going over the basics of the cosmology. And with that, I do want to remind y'all, like, we got our orientation coming up, so y'all get to hear even more about it real soon. So definitely continue to stay present and show up for our orientations that we'll be having. Yeah, I'm looking forward to have Priestess come to break this down. So I'm ready to get into this oracle reading so we can move forward here. So yes, I am the Fifth Force Oracle, Kin 181, the Rare Crystal Dragon, and a Priestess Initiate of MIMEC, of the MIMEC priesthood. And I dedicate my heart in order to nurture universalizing being. I seal the input of birth with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of space. I'm guided by wakefulness, by being present and exploring. So Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe yo. Ooh. Oh, there we go. And so, yes, I am here to share the cosmic oracle reading of evolution as we are closing out this cycle. Y'all heard all about it. Like, day out of time is right around the corner. Look, it's tomorrow. So I'm excited to see and hear and get to experience this day out of time, because this is, where we get to, to take that pause and reflect on all that we have been accomplishing throughout this year. And so let's go ahead and get into the mindset of a synchronaut before we get into the oracle reading. When we tap into this mindset, this is just giving us another perspective of looking at how we are divine frequency beings here in the physical. So it states that we are living expressions of this divine synergy in motion. Synergy is a representation of operating from that divine whole state of being. And so we're here to remember or remember our divine purpose. So remember, why are we here? I love how Priestess Moot, if she had mentioned, I might do a Medea version of it, but she mentioned how, like, bring, like, just being, restoring the consciousness and knowing that we are already whole is part of what we are here to remember. And so when we tap and be in connection with our body, being aware of our body, that's how we begin to unravel the mystery of what our purpose here is. And so as we remember our divine purpose, the goal is for us to consciously create sacred expressions of that. When you know what your purpose is, like, I don't know about y'all, I can at least speak for myself. It will I don't want to say it'll hunt me in my mind, but I will just keep getting signs. I keep getting these feelings and all these different things. And it gets to the point where I can't contain it. And so I get pushed even further to be conscious of it so I can create sacred expressions of it, or different ways that we can connect with, with that purpose, or I can connect with the purpose and, share it with everyone. And through that, that's how we get to fulfill our soul's mission in all spaces of natural time. And so, being that we are on closing out this yellow heptad, I want us to reflect on, everything, not only just what we've realized through this heptad, but just throughout this whole cycle. What have we accomplished? Have we, got some more insight and more clarity in remembering our purpose? Have we been consciously operating in it, being an expression of it? And how does it help us to, fulfill our mission? Like, we all came here. Oh, that's what she said. She said oh my gosh. She said something like, we all, okay, I'm gonna put it in my own words. We basically embody and we are encoded with how we are meant to serve and contribute to us being whole as a collective. Essentially, that's what I got. So when we look at ourselves and recognize what we've been evolving through, and what that inner, that calling, that, that one thing that always be standing out to us, that's the indication of that's part of our mission. And so when we, really hone in that, be conscious in it and sit in it, that's when, that more of that remembrance come in. We feel it through our body. We start changing and acting different and doing different things. And so allow yourself to be filled up with that. And so that's a beautiful segue for us to connect with our galactic signature. I want us to speak it out loud. I want us to really feel the essence of the words, just like we did with the reading of the archetype. And yes, please share in the chat too, once we, complete it, what line of your affirmation stood out for you. And again, if you are new to the space, looking for your kin number, definitely reach out to us through email so that we can provide you with that information. Or if you feel called to, you can definitely share your date of birth into the chat as well. But with that, I do want us to, resonate with our affirmations. And the framework of how we're going to state it is, we're going to say, as a living expression of, then you're going to say your kin number, its name, and then move into your affirmation. So, for example, as a living expression of kin 181, the red crystal dragon, I, da 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 da. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this, just so we can all, be able to focus in our own energy. I'm going to mute so I can say it with us. And, we're going to, just take a moment to do that. And so I want to encourage us to just, look, we're in a wave spell of the white wind. So let's all just take a deep, 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 deep breath, filling our lungs all the way up to the tippy top till we can't no more. Take in some sips, sip it in, and slowly release. Release, let your body relax, get grounded. Release the tension in your body, and let's go ahead and say our affirmations. Gratitude. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-yo. Whew, yes. So yes, if you, any keywords that stood out, go ahead, drop it in the chat. I know for me, I dedicate in order to nurture, sealing the input of birth with the crystal tone of cooperation. That is what stood out for me. It's something about that cooperation, and we all about to get into it because we're talking about the healer or the wholer. So in order to be whole, we got to cooperate. All the pieces got to cooperate, and we start by doing that with ourselves. We got to cooperate with ourselves. So y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's go ahead. Ashe. All right. So the Destiny Kin Oracle. It provides us with a fifth dimensional template, meaning that it talks about the 5 dimensions of our existence, where, Priestess Moot, talked about it a bit in the beginning. We got the soul in the center. We got the spirit guide at the top, down at the bottom, or internally, that's the emotional body. On the left, we got the mental body. And then on the right, we got the physical body. All of these have to operate together. They all have to cooperate so that we can sustain our cosmic synergy, our divine synergy as multi-dimensional beings. So it's not just us being here in the physical on Earth. I know we've all heard about multiple dimensions. So we're also out there in other dimensions and in different parts of the universe. Our energy extends that far out and that far in as well. And so we can use the oracle readings or the Destiny Oracle as a meditative compass for our collective evolution. So this is a tool, and I love that High Priestess always reminds us that we're not under any cosmology. We are the cosmology. We have these tools and these, we have all these things that help us to navigate, to bring in more of that remembrance and clarity. And so through this oracle reading, this is helping us to navigate through these synchronicities of how we naturally operate. It brings things to our awareness. Okay, so the Fifth Force Oracle is a kinergy layout. It lays out all the kin energy of all of those 5 dimensions, which I call the 5 dimensions of self. So when we integrate it, that's how we synergize it and move and operate from a multi-dimensional space of wholeness. Ashe. So this is why we are connecting with this, because again, it helps us to navigate and to just to bring all of the dimensions into that one state of being. Ashe. And so with that, let's take a closer look at the oracle for Kin 227. And let me go back real quick. One thing I want to mention is, like, when you're looking at this oracle board, remember I said it's a basic template for all of the 20 archetypes. So I've pointed out where you can find the blue hand. So just by looking at that, you can see, we got the yellow human on the right, the red earth on the left, the white wizard down at the bottom, and then the blue hand in the center. And then we have these blank boxes at the top for the spirit guide. And that is dependent on the galactic tone or that frequency of the energy we're putting out. And so with that, well, being that we're on the rhythmic tone, we have the blue hand that will also sit there in that spirit guide position. So, that's how, when we, like, say, for example, if we look at another blue hand archetype, they might have a different spirit guide that sits there because it's of a different galactic tone. And so I just wanted to point that out, just so we are aware and remember and know what we are looking at. And so it brings us to now, being mindful of this part of the mission of our evolution, of our growth and what we're blooming and how we are being, and remembering that we are the enlightened one. We're now in this stage of going through the mission of the white wind, which is the power of spirit that communicates through breath. So as we breathe, not only are we just communicating, like, verbally speaking with that breath, we're also bringing in that essence for our cells and all parts of our body to communicate. And so one thing that stands out to me about the word communicate is I hear come in unity through verbal expression. And honestly, it's not even just verbal expression, but it's just any form of expression. We commune through breath. We all breathe. That's one state of the communion right there. So when we breathe and intake that, when we take those deep breaths, we're allowing our body to commune. We're allowing the 5 dimensions of who we are to be in communionship. And so throughout this wave, so we are enchanting the receptivity of our timelessness. Ooh, that gave me chills. Like, we're enchanting that receptivity. So through us taking a moment to pause and breathe, we're allowing ourselves to be receptive, to receive, and to remember that we are timeless. And so with us being on the blue rhythmic hand, it's all this energy, this Kinergy today is to support us fulfilling that mission of sustaining our breath, to receive, to enchant, and to be timeless. And so when we look at the significance of the blue rhythmic hand, the blue is in reference to us transforming the way that we conduct ourselves by also having the patience. So just think about it. A lot of the time we'd be like, woo-sa, when we need to get some patience and to ground ourselves. It's the same thing. So when we breathe, we're also allowing ourselves to transform the way that we conduct ourselves through this healing that the blue hand is bringing, which, we, Priestess Moot, we've talked about this being the avatar, the archetype. And the avatar holds the power of accomplishment that knows healing, that has the knowledge of being whole. So that lets us know that our body already contains the knowledge of its wholeness. We don't have to tell our body to heal itself. It already knows to do it. So we're already whole. Ashe? So that's the creative essence that we're focusing on today. And specifically how we want to move through this is through that rhythmic tone, through organizing it, through equality, and to establish that balance. And so when we look at the remix version of this affirmation, I know for me specifically, the first line or the first 2 lines stood out a lot because that pretty much sums it up. It says, I organize with spirit in order to know. So we're getting organized through breath. We're allowing our cells and our minds and all of our energy to move and to get to get in order. And so it's like aligning us with spirit in order to know our timelessness. Just think about that. So when we breathe, we get to know ourselves. We get to realize and come into the awareness of, all that we already are. We incarnated with everything that we need. And so by balancing healing, that is where we bring balance through knowing that, when we talk about healing, or I would like to say, I look at healing as a process of sustaining our wholeness. We're not broken. We already have everything that we need. We just got to keep sustaining that. We got to stay conscious of it and stay in the remembrance that we are whole. And so essentially that is what the blue rhythmic hand is telling us to focus, encouraging us to focus on, storing it in our memory. We want to do it through the frequency of equality. Ashe. And so let's take it even deeper here. The central frequency is that rhythmic tone. And so I've, for some time here, I have been incorporating the questions that each moon brings based on that tone. So the rhythmic tone is saying, how can I extend my equality to others? So this lets us know before we do something for somebody else. Well, I'm not saying don't do nothing for nobody else, you know what I'm saying? But it starts with what are we doing for ourselves? So however we treat ourselves is the same way we're going to treat somebody else. You feel me? The way that we stay whole and heal ourselves we can also have an impact in supporting another person. Ashe. So I want us to think about how can we take our soul's mission, taking all of the knowledge, being aware of that, the fact that we have everything we need to know in this body to, fulfill our mission and share that with others. Like, that's the whole point. We're here to grow and evolve as a collective. Ashe. And so as we focus on bringing balance to how we are going through this process of sustaining and maintaining our state of wholeness, we're being guided to know what we're here to accomplish. And also, we're also being guided to remember what we have already accomplished. One of the first accomplishments is knowing that we are already whole. That's an accomplishment. You can pat yourself on the back for knowing that. So now we can dive deeper and take it even further to know how we want to extend this to others. So, I, want to encourage us to, think about that for real. Like, don't just, listen, really meditate on this Oracle Ashe. And so as we focus in on that, the goal is, as we focus in on that, we're also bringing balance to the synchronicities that we're experiencing. We're getting organized with the way that we're navigating through our experience. And that's what's going to free our spirit to flower and to bloom and to, target or go after the things that we are seeking to fulfill. And so let's take a look at the mental body. I'm just going in the order of red, white, blue, and yellow as I'm looking at the oracle. I'm not going in the net order that you see down at the bottom left. I'm going in the order of the colors. Okay, so so we have the red rhythmic earth in our mental body that's sitting in the mental body position. The mental body represents us staying focused on, having the strength to stay focused on overcoming different challenges so that we could get in, so we could be on the side of receiving and walking and, embodying the gift. And so the red rhythmic earth is encouraging us to look at these challenges as a, look at how we can bring balance to the way that we're navigating. It's funny because Priestess Mu had mentions, look, she was all up in my head. She had said something about the synchronicities. The way that we produce synchronicities is from how we think, from what we're perceiving, and also just being aware of what we're creating from the way that we feel and think, right? So in order to operate in our whole state of being, we got to bring balance to all of those aspects. And it has to be in alignment with, we got to incorporate the spirit in it. You know what I'm saying? So as we breathe, it's like we're balancing our body, our mind, and our emotions. And that's what's going to bring balance to the synchronicities to help us to evolve. Because also through us going through that process, we become aware of how we're navigating, right? You could even look at the way that you're thinking, the way that you talk about things, those type of things, we could evolve so that we create different, different experiences for ourselves. Ashe. So even if you feel like you're going through any challenges right now, one, know that you are already whole and you have everything within you to overcome it. It's all about getting organized so that we can bring balance to the way that we're navigating. Ashe. So now let's take a look at the emotional body. That's down below. And actually give me 1 second. I apologize for that. Thank you for your patience. So down in the emotional body, we have the white galactic wizard. Before I go into the wizard, the emotional body is what's fueling us. That's the gas in our car. You know, and just think of like our body is the car, right? So the emotional body is the gas we put in it. So what are we putting into our body? And it's so dope because this is the white galactic wizard, which is it's talking about enchanting receptivity. And I love how priestess she broke down the word receptivity. It means to receive. So when we're receiving something, it's like, what are we putting in our body? That's what I get from this. It's like we got to model what we're putting into our body as we breathe and be receptive. So we can do that and do some refinement with that by enchanting that timelessness, like just taking a moment to pause, like just slow down sometimes. Like it's okay. It's okay. Just take a moment to pause and breathe so that you can receive the actions and the activities that you are meant to model so that you can accomplish bringing balance and all of those good things. Ashe. So then the emotional body, that so with this being in the emotional body, that's what's fueling us. That's what's going to charge us up to evolve the way that we're navigating. We got to be receptive. You know, it's just like sometimes like you may know, you may be aware of certain things that you feel that needs to evolve in your life, but you not fully receptive to it, right? Sometimes we get in our own way sometimes and try to avoid it, right? But when you just model being receptive, it doesn't mean you got to take action and do it right here and right now. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it do, but not all the time, right? It's okay to take a moment to breathe and, digest it. That's really important. And so, let's just model being receptive to, what we are being called to bring balance to. Ashe. And so through that receptivity, we can, move and look at the physical body, which we have the yellow rhythmic human sitting there. The physical body is what supports all of this energy that's going on inside of us, and even around us, because the physical body supports us in holding the focus internally and externally, because it's a mirror. Like our body, our avatar, our body is literally like an interface. That's how I perceive it. Our body is an interface of the energy that's all inside of us. So whatever we see or feel and think about our external environment is also a reflection of the inside, and vice versa. Whatever's going on inside is going to be reflected on the outside, right? And so when we're in that receptivity of that, and connect that with the yellow human that's bringing in the wisdom, we get wisdom from being receptive. So again, like if it's something that we're not evolving and we have yet to fully receive it, we're also, when that happens, we're also kind of like blocking our wisdom that we already embody. So let's be open to receive the wisdom that's already within us. And when we bring balance to that, that's going to influence how we free the will of our spirit. We're going to free the will of our spirit when we sit in that wisdom, when we bring balance to it on all aspects of who we are. And what's beautiful is that, this is a yellow tone here. This is where power ripens fruit. So fruit is going to come from us bringing balance to this wisdom. It's going to come from, we're going to even feel that we're going to feel our spirit being free by us being aware of it. Ashe. And so, it's a powerful influence that we can have on ourselves and on others. And so as we go through this process of, staying in our whole state of being, knowing what we're here to accomplish, and we really model that is how we can extend our equality to others. So just think about it, the wisdom and gems that we get, don't be afraid to put it out there. Don't be afraid to share it. And when I say that, look, I'm yelling at myself. It's like myself yelling at me in the mirror right now, right? Don't be afraid to put it out there, because it's going to influence somebody. Somebody needs to hear it. Somebody's going to benefit from you sharing your story, Ashe. So, you know, we all are growing and evolving through something. We're all here and have a purpose. So as long as you know what you are here to accomplish and you model that, we're going to be good. And that's how we're going to bring balance to, you know, to us evolving as a collective, because we all got a piece of the puzzle, Ashe. And so, Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe Yo to us, bringing in this frequency. And I see some dope comments in the chat that I want to acknowledge. I see Thought Seeder, be open to receive the wisdom that's already within us. Thank you for quoting that, Ashe. It be like that says every single day is an opportunity to improve and hone it. I meant to put it up here. So there go Thought Seeder, gratitude, priest. Ooh, excuse me, forgive me. Priest initiate. And then it be like that. She said every single day is an opportunity to improve and hone it. Ashe. So yes, we gotta hone into this. Hone into it. Okay, we got a rhythmic sun saying I organize in order to enlighten. That was from earlier, because I had asked if, you know, you all had something that stood out for you in your affirmation. Please feel free to share it. So much love and gratitude to all of you and all of us here into the space. As always, I love y'all. I'm gonna do my best to keep my seatbelt on and not fly all over the place when High Priestess get on up here. But I love y'all, and may that you all enjoy your creation today, in every single moment, actually. And I shall holler at y'all later. Much love and gratitude. Peace.
Woo, woo, woo. Y'all, I told y'all she was going to come through with that, didn't I? Didn't I? Much gratitude for all that you do, Moon God. No. Fifth Force Oracle. Much gratitude. Thank you so much for your what you bring to the aligning with the evolving cycles of knowledge, power, time,
Daily
cycles.
knowledge.
Wrong one. Ashe, so now we're gonna bring up High Priestess MIMEC. Man, she's bringing us our cosmic knowledge. And that question for today, this plasma, are you communing with your avatar? Munga, High Priestess, are you ready? High Priestess, are you ready? I know you're ready, but I don't see you ready. So I need you in the space, High Priestess. Let's see. Hopefully she's not having technical difficulties. Give me one moment. Y'all know High Priestess is definitely all about that. And she has calls coming through to her every now and again. But that doesn't mean she's not with us. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and play her intro song. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, she says she's in here. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and play her intro song. And y'all, let's bring her in. Bring her in nice and right.
The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right, great dawning, great dawning, great dawning. Am I being heard? I think I am. So welcome again, everyone, to Aligning with the Cycles. And just excited to be here as usual, hyped and amped up. You know how we do it, right? Just really excited about whatever, just being, right? So give thanks, give thanks. Priestess Mumma Nefer Habiballah for getting us started here this dawning, being a hostess and doing all the stuff that we need to be done, putting the order in the space, the cosmos, and giving us the basics for understanding how we align with the cycles. Also, Moon Goddess, the Fifth Force Oracle, coming through with the Oracle reading, showing us how to use this energy on this plasma. And then all of you, very, very excited to see you guys in the space. So welcome, 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 right? I also got a shout out, Brother Ken 38, Brother Akil. I know y'all like, man, Brother Akil, he in the space, right? So we going to shout him out. You know how the mirrors, they be holding the order, so they just pass it on to each other, right? So very, very, very much appreciate him as well. All right, so let's get into it. Before we get started, just want a couple of just announcements, draw your attention to this. You can go to our website. We got a lot of things going on. We are fundraising, right? We got travel and things that we're doing. We're trying to come to wherever y'all are, right? To come and to really get up on activating this energy, particularly the women. We mentioned this before that I have a few dates scheduled in a couple of cities, and I'd like to expand that. And so definitely you can support by getting one of these bundles. If you don't have the books, we don't talk about the books as much because, you know, I wrote them so long ago. I just be like, I be on what I'm on right now, right? But the books, a lot of the information that you hear speak about is in these books, like the Melanin Frequency. We got Umi the Creator. We got Unwounded. And then What's in Your Womb. These are all great books. And so you can pair that up with one of our awesome mats that are Ken 141 selected for us, that has a natural cork fabric. And like I said, the mats are very, very heavy, and they are infused with the energy of our womb sutras, our sun sutras, or we got a little bit of everything in there. And then when you get it, you put your energy in it, right? And then that'll be your healing space where you go, where you sit on your womb, right? And you use your universal frequencies. So definitely don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Come get on. We only have a few of them really available. We only have 7. So definitely go to the website, check that out, right? Also, I heard Moon Goddess mention this. A lot of you are new here. You definitely want to come to our orientation. It's going to be awesome. That is going to be on the next heptad, July 31st. And this is the first, right? We're not going to just do one orientation, right? For just one plasma. No, this is a whole class, right? This is a free class. It's 4 sessions, but we're going to start with this first one to let you know about MIMEC, what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, all of that, right? So definitely come and check us out there. All right. And then come on now, the Melanin Frequency Convergence. That's going on September 18th through the 20th. As you know, we do events on each equinox and each solstice, right? And so this is one of our big events. This is the one I'm going to say this is energy intensive. Not that the other ones aren't, but this is the one, right? This is that convergence. This is where you know, shoot, spaceships be flying past the wind, you know, them spiritual winds be blowing all day long. You know, it's all kinds of things that happen when we come together and converge. And so definitely we'd love to have you be a part of that. If this is something that you're interested in, you want to go to the website, you want to RSVP, we'll send you some information where you can put your deposit down. We have limited space in the Airbnb. If you are going to join us, definitely let us know, and we'll leave the light on for you. Okay. All right. Listen, these things, I'm telling you now, they are going fast. Right? He gave us a whole Arisha Stone. Shout out to Arisha Stone. If you all were not, if you want to go to his page and check out the show we did last evening, it was awesome. We had Arisha Stone, we had Young Elder, Goddess Atari, Brother Hawkeye, and man, it was awesome. And so, you know, we were talking about, you know, these energies, operating in these energies. And just so you know, this is not just jewelry, right? It's not just jewelry. These are antiquities, and they're based on the Olmec culture, and they are amplifiers. I heard Priestess Moot talk about the portals, right? So think about this as like wearing a portal, right? And it's just an amplifier, an expander of energy, helps to keep you clear. I know last night we were talking about lapis lazuli. So I said I got to put my lapis lazuli piece on. This is from Temple of Soul, right? Because this has a big lapis lazuli on. But I do want to show you just real quick, just so y'all see. I know y'all can go to the website and get these, right? But you definitely want to check out what we have available, right? This is the one. This is, I believe, citrine and tiger's eye. If I say it wrong, Arisha Stone's gonna give me. Okay, but these necklaces are still available. I'm telling you what we got left. Someone had asked me for an ankh, right? This is that Thunderbird, right? And the way that they're designed, this has carnelian. There's some quartz in here, and I forget, I don't know what this is. This opal, this white stone, right? This is one of the ankh pieces. Oh, and this one, man, this is that Kali piece. Man, this thing packs this. It is so much energy in this. Let me see. I'll put it up to the screen. Y'all might be able to feel energy coming through. And this has, oh, wait a minute, here's the Kali, right? Can you see that? It has a turquoise in here. It has this is the Kali pendant on here. And oh my God, these are all stones, right? And this thing is so powerful. Okay, so definitely y'all want to check that out. Wait a minute, I got one more. Oh, this one here too. So these are amplifiers, right, of this energy. It's beautiful, and some of them are mixed. Like this one is mixed with an antique. So definitely you want to check it out. Also, if you need pieces for your altar, y'all better get this one. I might have to get this one myself. This is very heavy. This is a goddess. This is obsidian, and it is, I mean, it's very it's solid, right? And it has a lot of energy. You probably feel it as you come. And then we also have the dial. I have that one in the back, but I wanted to make sure I showed those because Arisha Stone shows us so much love, right? And is really getting these antiquities out to us. These are our amplifiers. So definitely we want to try this out. We also have some rings. Wait a minute. There it is. We have some rings. Right, here's one. This is turquoise. I'm just, showing it off so we can get it. So definitely go to the site. all of this helps. Like I said, we are fundraising. All of these things help to, generate funds for us. So, all right. Let's get into it. What we come here to talk about. Thank you. That's right. That's that Kali stone. Got that coral in it. Come on now. Mutayo Satiji. Yeah, coral and turquoise. Yep. Let's get into it. Are you communing with your avatar? And this is one of the ways to do it, right? When we put these things on our bodies, right, they amplify our energy. When you put it in your home and they're on your altars. You see, I have these two pieces, right? They amplify your avatar. They are in communion with your avatar. They are communing with your avatar, communicating, right? And so we're going to go into this a little deeper. All right. And I mean, let me tell you, these two with Priestess Moot and Moon Goddess, I say this every time, right? I'm like, man, listen, they done covered it. All I need to do is get up here and say, hey, y'all, what's going on? Right? So let's get into it. Let me move this up here. All right. So we're going to get into it. As you know, as you heard, we are in this wave spell of the white wind. Hey, right? We in the wave spell of the wind. And the wind is the communicator, also known as the high priestess, also known as the voice, right? The speaking tube of the creator, speaking tube of God, right? And so all of us have this, right? All of us have that speaking tube of spirit. And those of us who represent this energy, it's just our specialty, right? That's what we say, right? We are all of them, but we came in with the specialty. And so let's talk about how we operate in the power of this wave spell, the energy of this wave spell does, right? If we look here, we held Priestess Moon. She gave an awesome explanation of the Zokin, which is on the far right-hand side, right? This is the 260 expressions of the creator. And as we go through this, we call this a galactic spin. It's a spiral, right? And so where are we on this galactic spin? We are on Kin 227, and happy galactic returns. Anybody that's 227, we know we have Sister Zakia, who is Kin 226. And so we wish her a happy galactic return on Yes to Plasma, right? So here we are in this, we are on Kin 227 of 260. So we're about to cycle again, right? Or spiral, not cycle again. We're about to go into a spiral, another level of, if you go to the top one, of a new paradigm. And we've been talking about this for a minute, right? We've been talking about going into this new paradigm, this new way of being, right? And we're literally in the cycle of preparation for that, right? So the first cycle is the new paradigm, new being, right? The second one is then taking that new paradigm and that new being into the destiny, your designed destiny, right? And it ends with having the influence, right? Once you have that influence, you attune it into your life force. That's the third cycle, right? And that's a very powerful cycle because it has 20 amplifiers, right, within that cycle. 10 past portals, 10 future portals. And then you have a core where there are no portals, right? So these are, and it's an attunement process of bringing the past and the present into the now and amplifying and attuning all of these energies into your life force. This fourth cycle, right, is a cycle of completing that through evolution. So it ain't nothing left to do except evolve into it and then end with the intelligence. That's the cycle that we just completed. We are now in this 5th cycle where we are going into preparation for the new birth, right? A new way of being. And in that cycle, we go through a cycle of purification, right? After going through all of these first 4, right? You have a renewed or an upgraded sense of self. You are strengthened in it, right? You are more into your divine trust, your divine will, right? Of that purpose and your reason for being. And so as you go through this stage, like I say, I like to say this is relatable to those last 4 weeks of pregnancy, right? Where the baby is putting on weight, being beautified, getting, the lungs are completing the process, all of the, getting more hair on your head, you're doing everything, you're preparing to come into this new birth, this new paradigm. So the baby is preparing to come out of the womb and be whole here in the avatar. The avatar is completing the process. This is what we're going to be talking about today, right? So let's go into it. We are completing this cycle, right? Or we're in this cycle of purified art. So we started with the red moon. And as we know, the moon is the purifier, right? It brings everything together so that we can be whole, right? So not our past, not our problems or problems, right? Not our secondaries, but who we are as a primary being. That's our sweet spot. That's where the universal flow. That's where everything flows from, right? Everything flows from who we are as a pure being. So we can, try to pretend that we are not, like some people who are very nurturing and loving and just, love everybody because they've been hurt, right? They may pretend or act as though, they don't like nobody and, get off of me, get away from me. And they push people away, right? Because they've been hurt. But they're pure, right? Their universal flow is their compassion, right? That is their universal flow. That is how things go. That's their sweet spot, is being that one that just loves everybody and wants to help everybody. That is their sweet spot, right? But we've been told that because we've had the experiences of being hurt, right? That we have to protect that. We got to put on all this protection. We got to, whatever. Why? Because the world says we're at war, we're in conflict, we're in death. We need to heal, right? And we heard Moon Goddess talk about that you already are whole, right? What if we start from there? Then do you need to heal, or do you need to deal with the secondary? Right? And so that's what the world says. What if you really are a person who you're not trying to be mean, you're not trying to hurt nobody, but you are a discerner, right? You discern things. And I'm not talking about somebody that sits in judgment and critique of everybody. That's not what I'm saying, right? A lot of times those people are insecure AF, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody from their pure self. They discern things, right? So they are no nonsense. They are, you know, they're not a touchy-feely person, right? Divinity has 260 expressions, right? And so all of it ain't touchy-feely, right? So if you are that, that's your sweet spot. That's your flow, right? You might be the person that's always in the ethers, right? And you're not, you know, that's just who you are, right? So whatever that is, right? Whatever it is, you might be a person that's very sensual. That's your flow. That's your sweet spot. So this is so why am I spending so much time on this? Because this is the preparation before the new birth. So get in your sweet spot. Be that. That is where your flow. That's where everything comes into being. You have a specific flow that is designed specifically for your expression at this time on earth for your purpose. And sometimes the resistance is because we're fighting against what that true flow is. So, you know, as they say, let go, let God, right? Right. So now that brings us into how we refine that. I spent so much time on that, right? Because we have to commune with it. We have to communicate. I love, what did Moon Goddess say? Oh man, what did she say? I usually say come in unity. She said come in unity, right? Come in unity in this white wind wave spell. Because remember, the wind, right? The first thing the wind does, if you look at the wind is the second archetype out of the 20. And the first thing it does is polarize, right? It says, the first thing it does is say, well, wait a minute. Are you really that? Is this really that? Whatever it is, it may not, people places the thing. We need to find out. Why? Because the spirit is going to create the breath, right? What you breathe in is your atmosphere. So if you want to be in your universal flow, your pure flow, right? The spirit got to match. And if it's a mismatch, it can't stabilize your atmosphere. It can't stabilize the breath. So we're really gonna try go on to pull up everything apart. Say, I don't know about that. You sure? You some sensual goddess, whatever, but you jealous of everybody? I don't think you are. Are you sure you are a discerner, but you get your feelings hurt all the time? Soon as somebody say something sideways, you got, you and your feelings. I don't know. You might not be. You might be something else. Don't make it wrong. It don't make it wrong. We're just looking for the universal flow. So we got to move out of that secondary or the false existence that puts us at war, conflict, danger, deficit. Right? So we can be in our true flow, purified, so we can go into the spirit and come in unity, like Moon Goddess was saying, right? So let's talk about that, right? So that we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Hold on, let me finish the rest of the way spell, right? So that's how we refine the purity, right? We gotta be in communion with the atmosphere that goes with that flow, right? If we want the universe of us all to flow, right? Then we transform that into a vision to where we're locked. You think about this is the eagle. The eagle is locked in. It can see things from miles away. Once it finds that rabbit, the squirrel, the whatever it's gonna get, that's it. That's dinner. It's locked in. So once you have your universal flow, you got your sweet spot, right? Then you go into the spirit wave spell and you come in unity with it. Right? You're in the spirit. You have created, you can create the atmosphere. Right? Then you lock in on the vision. Right? You become the seer of that flow. You can see how it's going to flow and how you can transform it and create the mental state that you need. So your behavior matches your consciousness. Right? Then we bring it all together. So now our behavior is matching our consciousness. It's in the atmosphere, it's in a universal flow. And then we bring it all together into an art of beauty and elegance. Right? And as we know, the star is also the way shower. Right? The star is the way shower. And so we know we can see the way, right, to this new paradigm, because that's where we're gonna end up. We're gonna come back to our being and say, whoa, this is really me. I love being primary and not secondary first, not operating within the issue, the problem, the situation, the circumstance. I got primary. I'm source first all the time. Right? And then I look at these secondaries and say, okay, as a source being, what am I going to do with this secondary? Not the other way around. Right? We don't try to stuff source into secondaries. Right? So let's go into it. Let's take a look at this white wind wave spell. We are here on the blue rhythmic hand, which says, we organize in order to know, balancing healing. We seal the store of accomplishment with the rhythmic tone of equality, and we are guided by our own power double. So let's see how this blue hand builds up this wave spell of the white wind, or its position to organize, right? So we are here. We started with the magnetic wind, right? That says, I unify in order to communicate. Attracting breath, I was gonna say atmosphere. Attracting breath. I seal the input of spirit with the magnetic tone of purpose, and I'm guided by my own power double, right? And so when we started this wind wave spell, we united, we became one, we became in communion, right? With the purified voice of the creator, not just you just hearing stuff and you don't know how to discern what it is. No, this is a pure voice because we went through the cycle of purification, right? So this is refining that. So we already know it's the true voice, right? We know that it is the, it's in its sweet spot. It's the universal flow. So it became one with the communion of self, right? Attracting breath. Again, what are you breathing? Atmosphere. We have something that we taught in womb evolution called atmospheric breathing, right? Talking about the different part, as everyone knows, right? Most of what we breathe is nitrogen, not oxygen, right? It's nitrogen. And so it's just like the planet. A lot of these things operate the same way, as they say, as above, so below, right? So what is it? 60 to 70% of so-called air is nitrogen, right? 70 to 80% of the Earth's atmosphere is water, right? 70 to 80% of what we call space is dark matter. So that's the atmosphere, right? What is that 70 to 80% doing? Right? What's in it? We know what it is scientifically, right? But what is it metaphysically? Right? What are the unseen? All of it's unseen, right? What's in that invisible space? Thought forms, right? This atmosphere. This is why when you speak, when you put in your purified spirit, right? Your voice, your truth voice, your purified voice, you then attract the breath that is aligned with your universal flow, right? Instead of just whatever willy-nilly is out here, all these other thought forms, right? That weave these secondary thought forms that have been put out here to dampen, to keep you away from your pure spirit, right? Putting you in a space where you are operating as a secondary, right? But when you put in the true atmosphere, that nitrogen, this dark matter, the water, which is most of what we breathe, right? Most of the air comes, everybody, you know, we've done these research long years and years and years ago, right? Right, we talk about it, but the air that we breathe, the oxygen, comes from the plankton in the ocean, the majority of it, right? So we're breathing in the water. We're breathing in the unknown. We're breathing in the dark matter. So when we get into our pure voice and we come in unity, right, with our universal flow, we then now have a different atmosphere that we are breathing. These are our thought forms. These are primary thought forms, right? All of the archetypes in this wave spell, right, have a vibration, an attribute that does just that. This is their specialty, right? So let's take a look at it, right? So we have the magnetic wind. Then we have the lunar dreamer or the lunar night, right? That says I polarize in order to dream, right? Stabilizing intuition. So it's taking you back to where we were 4 wave spells ago, to the blue night. It's going and saying, are you stable? Have you stabilized that you are abundant? That you, all of these first 3 are putting in, right? The first one, you put in your purified spirit. The second one is 223, is putting in and stabilizing abundance, stabilizing an intuition that in real time is putting in its own thought forms, your dreams, bringing them into intuition, right? And saying, listen, this wave spell, we talking about the voice of the creator, right? We talking about your voice. And it's saying, let's put this in real time, right? Into abundance, so that you have the intuition of the thought forms, your atmosphere are part of your universal flow. They are aligned with you, with your specialty, with why you came here in the first place, right? And say, put that in. Transform that into abundance. Don't be afraid. Let go of yourself. You know, as they say, break yourself, fool, right? Break yourself out of being in a secondary existence. Write it into the Akasha. Stabilize it, right? Then we have Kin 224, the electric seed, that comes in and says, all right, listen, let me tell you how to activate it. Focus. Target your awareness, and it will flower. You just put it in. You wrote it in. You said, this is my atmosphere. This is my universal flow. This is my sweet spot. And I'm going to put my spirit all up in here. Right? We're not overriding anybody else. Don't think about nobody else. Think about you. If everybody does this, we will stop having people problems. We will stop always talking about what somebody else ain't or is and what they trying to do and they about to and they want this. They don't want me to do this. None of that. Listen, everybody just focus on you. You're not overriding anybody else. That shit is over. We're done. We're not in the war consciousness. Everybody change your own frequency and your atmosphere. And listen, don't worry about the ones who don't have the memo yet. Allow you walk with your atmosphere. You take it with you. What you're breathing in is your purified flow. This is electric seed talking. I activate in order to target bonding awareness. See what I'm saying? You're bonding your awareness. You are always aware of your universal flow. It's in your spirit. You can't help it. And if all of us walking around and we can't help just being in our pure flow, man, we're going to come together and start having conversations about some other things besides healing or holding. We recognize that we are, and we say, okay, now let's get down on some real stuff. What would we like for the planet that's attached to the solar system, to the galaxy, to the cosmos and beyond? What do we want? How are we going to start communing with the ocean? It's most of the planet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even touched that yet. We so busy trying to stabilize living on the surface. Come on now. Right? I love that. And the water carries, and that's what we're breathing in. We're breathing in the ocean all day, every day. And so is what we say. Right? We're building our atmosphere. We're building our breath. Right? Kin 224 is saying, target your awareness. Stop worrying about everybody else. Just focus on you. This is why we use this cosmology, right? Because if you know your galactic signature, you can tap into that. You want to be focused. You say, all right, wait a minute, this is my specialty. Let me find out. You're not worried about nobody else. Because all of them, no matter which one we talk about, they all sound like the one, because they all are, right? Right? Use it to move out of the war. Right? Let's go into Kin 225, the self-existing serpent. Right now, that's telling us now to remember, now that you got that in, we had the first three archetypes in this wave spell, putting in. We put in the spirit, we put in the Akasha, and then we put in how we gonna flow or ring, how we gonna flower, where this awareness is going to flower, this breath, this atmosphere, this spirit. How are we going to put it everywhere in our existence? Why? Because we're preparing for the new birth. We're not going in there with our old stuff. We're not going there secondary. We want in primary this time. Right? With divine trust. And the serpent is coming in and saying, all right, I like this. Let's now define how we can be super vital in this. And you already know, just remember, right? Remember your life force. Remember that you have the force, the primary force of life, right? Why is it primary? Because you from source. That's your species, right? So you are defining how you're going to be super vital as kin number, whatever it is. Define that and measure it with the instincts that you just put in from spirit. You're hearing it a different way. You're hearing it from primary source, not secondary, not false. It's being purified. Right? Saying, remember that. Remember your force of life is primary and is super vital. And it can be measured by the instincts that you have. Right? Then we go to kin 226. Sister Zakia, right? And wait a minute, this is Sister Zakia. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt and Rod Hayes. They're all kin 226. Yep. Says, I empower in order to equalize, right? So it's saying, okay, now, since we went into life, let's remember that we're immortal, right? Our spirit is immortal, is purified, right? We empower in order to equalize. So we're going to go to that 0 point. We're going to go take a little bridge, right? Because these are the world bridgers, the overtone world bridgers, right? We're going to take a little bridge into the opportunities now that we have created by putting in this purified spirit. We literally are in command of these opportunities, right? I empower in order to equalize, commanding opportunity. Right? So we're remembering that when we have this breath of spirit, the voice of the creator, we are unlimited. Right? And the opportunities that come from being primary instead of secondary. They're unlimited. As a matter of fact, they're immortal. Right? Low key, when we talk about being the power of the world bridger is death, is really immortality. Right? Because it can go into death and bridge all of these opportunities. Right? And so I said, go and tap into that. Remember that you're immortal and command these opportunities on this side. Bridge them so that they become your atmosphere. That's the wave spell that we're in spirit, right? Taking us to where we are on this plasma, which is kin 227, the blue rhythmic hand. And so let's go into that one, right? It says, we organize in order to know, balancing healing. So we organize. I love this slide. I know, the slides always give me, man. The slides always give me. We organize. We are organic. Right? We are our original selves. We are now in this space where we don't have to forget anymore that this expression of us in 3D, right? We don't have to forget that this avatar is infused with us. It is us, every piece of it. Our fingernail, an eyelash, right, is a piece of the Most High, so we call it, right? The goddess, God, divine source, right? Cosmic being. It's organic. Everything about us, anytime we speak the spirit, this is why I'm saying we breathing this into our atmosphere. In the Bible, right? That's why in one of those what was it, when Jesus was walking past, right? They just wanted to touch his garments, right? We want to be so complete in such communion with everything that anything that is us is that we touch, that becomes us, right? These jewels, these Arisha stones, right? All of these, right? All of these things, right? When we put these amplifiers on, right? That they are infused with the organic being that we are, right? So we are organic in our avatar, and we are organic in our knowledge, right? We organize in order to know, right? No knowledge, know the ledge, as they say. The blue hand sits in the seat of power in the court of knowledge, which means, and it's the avatar. The avatar already knows what you don't know in your prefrontal cortex. It's completely infused with source, right? It knows everything. We just haven't allowed it yet, or because we've been in a secondary existence instead of our primary. I say this all the time. I don't think we know what this avatar actually does yet, because it's been tethered, it's been chained down, it hasn't been let loose, it hasn't been given its free dominion of the will, which is literally the avatar's physical body. And we're going to see that in a minute. We heard Moon Goddess talk about it, right? In giving the avatar its free dominion of the will, we may see some of this knowledge, right? So we are organic in our knowledge. So if we are organic in our knowledge, guess what? We're not restricting the avatar. Here's something that I practice often, and it may be helpful. Some of you may already do this, right? In freeing the avatar, especially when you have a quiet space or you're by yourself somewhere, right? Is literally just, whether you're, I would say, laying down and just feeling the body, or allowing the body to feel you. It's the reverse, right? Because most of the time we are giving the command to the body. What if we let the body do what it do? And sometimes it does anyway, right? We talked about this before. During you driving, the body be driving, right? If there's anything, an insect or anything around you that, you know, could harm you, the body got it. It lets you know. It'll turn your head in the direction and say, you know, it's a big ass spider over there, right? You might want to take that outside, you know? So, right? So it already knows, but let the body feel itself. Like sometimes let it have. You can trust it. See, we've even learned not to trust the body. That's why, and everything that we hear tells us not to. Right? Again, like I said, you see all these infomercials every time they want to sell a product, they tell you why your body is backed up. The biggest thing now is lymphatic, right? I don't remember when I was little ever hearing nothing about no lymphatic system and things being backed up. Maybe it was, right? But I'm just saying. Everything is, oh yeah, your body doesn't. How about hearing everything that the body naturally does? Right? Like, it's probably some women on here who may have had their tubes tied and burned, and they still had the baby. Right? Because the body regenerated those tubes. So I'm immortal. The hell you think you doing? I'm gonna grow back. Right? How miraculously, you know, there are certain parts of the body, right? If you have the softer tissues, like the tissues inside the mouth and all of that stuff, like, you know how sometimes you might bite the side of on the inside of your mouth, and you'd be like, ah, and then, you know, maybe hours later, it's gone. You don't even feel it anymore, right? Because it naturally heals. The body is a natural healer. It balances healing, right? Right. Just on this whole session, right? We've all lost skin cells and grown them back. If one cell works like that, they all do. So what's happening to the other cells? We keep feeding it the atmosphere of dysfunction, dis-ease. It's in the atmosphere, it's in the air. These are thought forms. And the thought forms go into the cells. It's on a cellular level. But when you are in your pure spirit, right, you commune with your avatar. Let the avatar tell you what it naturally does. I know we got a pain here, this hurt, the head, the shoulder hurt, the head hurt. You know, we might have dis-ease. How about get out of your head, get out of your thought forms, and commune with the avatar. Allow it to commune with you. What is the true spirit of your avatar? You can just lay down and allow it to tell you. Let it know it's okay. I know you can do everything that you're supposed to do without thought. You don't have to think about it. You sit in the seat of power in the court of knowledge. Right? You don't really have to think about it. You don't have to, technically, don't even have to wait for me to think about it. Here's what our job is, right? Is to make a decision that we're going to allow our avatar to be in its true spirit, its purified spirit, so it can have the universal flow. Now, I'm not saying that everything is going to magically heal today, right now. It might, you know, let us know, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what you did, right? But if you keep feeding that, if you keep allowing the avatar to be who it is, to be in its true knowledge, it is encoded with you as source. It's encoded with the things you can't think about yet. Right? Come on now. TAF, I see you. Right? It's going to be encoded with, it's already encoded with us. It don't have to think about it. It already knows. It has your divine design within it. Allow it to do what it does, right? We allow the universe to do what it does. We allow ourselves to be in communion with all of spirit, right? Let's talk a little bit more about this. Balancing healing, right? That's the balance of healing, is allowing the body to be in communion with the spirit. It says, okay, this is the spirit now, right? We seal in the, so now we can be in the store of accomplishment. We seal the remembrance of accomplishing spirit in the avatar. It's saying now we on the same page. We are accompanying each other. Let me do my part. Right? Yep. Let me do my part. I got you. I am you. I'm just you in the physical. Let me do what I do, please. This is why we have to practice. This is what I'm saying. Just when you're going off to sleep. Tell the body that you trust it to be whole. I trust you. I trust you to know. I'm not on them old thought forms no more. I'm not on that secondary stuff. I'm primary. And I trust you to remind me. Come on, man, let's work together. Right? With a rhythmic tone of equality, your planetary support. It's going to be inequality, right? It's saying, listen, you don't have to fight everything by yourself. You know that, right? You know you ain't really got to fight everything by yourself. I'm here. Let me do some of this. I don't have to think. I know. I ain't got to think about it. I know. I know how to accomplish. Right? Being spirit on earth. Always being in the atmosphere. Always lining you up with where you need to be when you need to be there. Right? With complete surrendering to the purified spirit. And we are guided by our own power double, right? We are guided by the knowledge of the avatar to accomplish this frequency on earth with. I just said it. Let these bodies do what they do. They know what to do. Once we change our mind, now we do have to change our minds. Even if you have dis-ease, you do have to change your mind. And if you don't have dis-ease, it's the same process. Right? You're just being, what do you call it? Dang, what's the word? You're doing it in advance, right? There's another word for that, right? Let's talk a little bit about this blue hand, right? In this soul circle. Look at what it, listen, I'm gonna go run around the room, right? Look at what it channels. Purpose and incarnation. The blue hand channels your birth. It channels the dragon. Right? That's the first archetype. Why you came here. I said it knows already. It's infused with you. Usually, you know, I said when I had a blue hand, I like to put in the hollow womb receiver. Right? And we can walk you through where the blue hand, the avatar, sits right in the center of the uterus, in the court of knowledge, along with Big Mama. Channeling all day, just channeling the dragon, your incarnation, what you put in for being here, your purpose, and nurturing that. It can nurture you to accomplish what you came here to accomplish. That's why you got to let it commune with you. It knows some shit that you ain't thought about yet because it don't have to think. Sometimes I take a long time. I go through each part of the body. My eyes, my nose, you know, the inside, the brain, you know, not just the big part. What do the pancreas do? Let's commune with the pancreas. Do you know every organ? I'm talking about womb evolution part 2. I guess that's going to be the next class, right? Every organ has the symbol of Ma'at, which is the representation, right, of the foundation of all matter and matters. This is how we came to be. This is what this avatar is telling us. This is how you accomplish what you're doing, right? The mind of the blue hand is the navigator, is the red earth, right? So it's channeling source. It's channeling how to navigate source within the body. It's channeling your incarnation, and the way it's the mental body, the way the mind of the avatar works, is channeling how to evolve these things so you can accomplish it. It's going right to source, the navigator, the synchronicity of source, right? The way that it moves is through the wizard, through time. It's telling you that, listen, we do not have to age. We can be in receptivity, or the receipt of activities, right, that go beyond time in our bodies. And where is our body? Here's the other thing. The body is not just this it's not just this. It's the physicality. It's our whole atmosphere, especially in this way spell. It's wherever we go and how far out we extend. You get to decide that. Your aura is coming off of your body. How far out does it extend? Everywhere and to everyone and everything. So we are putting this into the mycelium of source. So now we got information and knowledge from the all, from source, from all source. This is why we don't never have to be at war, fight, conflict, deficit, division, in division of you all. If we want true knowledge, why are people doing that? Because I have knowledge of this, I got knowledge of self, I got knowledge. Well, we all have it. And if we are all connected, then now you have what you've been wanting in the first place, right? All showing up as influential AF. That's the physical body, right, of the avatar, is the yellow human. And the yellow human is the sage, has wisdom and influence in matters and matters, right? Not just influences, everybody go my way, the way I want to do it, and blah, 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 blah. No, it's free dominion of the will, right? And when we're talking about free will, it is wise. It has wisdom, or divine will is wisdom, not free reign. That's how you have the influence. Sometimes you got to let go of what you think, and this is what the avatar is saying. I don't have to think, I know. And my body is wisdom. So it can influence this atmosphere. If we just let the will be free, if we trust it, right? And so that's my take on my perspective on the energy in which we are operating in on this plasma. It definitely has been an honor and a pleasure to deliver this message on this plasma for this wave spell. And I look forward to seeing you all again. And Hotep, love y'all.
Wow. Look, Princess Mood had to go do a couple of things. So I am back here to close us out. I definitely just in awe. Like, look, y'all can't look. High Priestess done dropped a lot of gems, okay? If y'all won't catch them, I hope y'all was, though. I hope y'all had your hands out, your baskets ready and everything. Y'all need to make sure y'all have your baskets ready because she really do be dropping these gems. And I seen a lot of powerful comments and things being made in the chat. And so, yes, look, let's take this frequency. Let's hone in on all of that. And look, remember to answer this question. Are you communing with your avatar? Commune today, y'all, and enjoy your plasma. And we shall see y'all on the next one. Much love and gratitude.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooded, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. That shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating. Feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I read Long Isle. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G, if you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins, the simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul, and if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.